Take a moment to cognize your parents, whether you knew them, whether you didn't, whether you were orphaned or not, it doesn't matter. I want you to cognize your origin point into this game. It took me a long time to actually value and actually acknowledge the fact that I didn't just pop up here out of nowhere. I came here through my parents, and that might sound absurd to a lot of people, and yet the reality is how many of us disrespect, disregard, and just simply hate the fact that we are like our parents. There's so much of our parents that we mirror in ourselves, and for me, it's been a tough pill to swallow. I'm honest about that. And as I've grown up, it's been the tree grows up, right? We all grow. And when we're kids, our parents are kind of looking like this at us, looking down, and as we grow, usually there's some kind of equilibrium that occurs. But for some parents, it's really difficult for them to acknowledge, and that's the key thing, acknowledge that their kids are gonna outgrow them. They're gonna choose different things. They're going to do things that don't necessarily mirror the exact choice the parent would have made, but they are a version of what that parent is choosing. Because whether or not we all like it, we're all in this together. And when we disrespect, disregard, and disown people's choices because it's not something we would do, well, then you're just not acknowledging the fact that it is what it is and it is happening. And then you're having to choose, do I stay committed to my ideas about how something should be, or do I stay committed to the fact that I actually love this individual? This person is real in this game of life, and the tether between us is not our ideas and if this person meets and fits my box. It's the fact that I love them. I actually love who they are in the space that I accept who they are, irregardless of how they bloom. And to let go of that competition, you first have to start inside. And so much of the drama and the fights that we have with other people outside of us is because we haven't acknowledged that we're fighting with ourselves at such a base level. We're fighting with our parents, we're fighting as inner children who are struggling to make themselves known in this world and receive the attention that they didn't receive when they were young. And so then we act out, we do things to get attention, and whether it spirals into one direction or we become really successful as a result, it doesn't really matter. Internally, the process, the problem, the validation that we're seeking is the same. So what do? Acknowledge. You first have to acknowledge who you are and the fact that you didn't start here out of nothing. You came from a space that held the doors open for you to come through. By and large, your mother. And when you cognize your mother, you're going to reacquaint yourself with your fears towards love, why you don't accept love as it is, and why you're always trying to receive it in certain ways. Notice how your mom treated you. Did she accept you fully, intimately, authentically, or did you feel certain walls because she couldn't go deeper into herself because of her own limitations? Look at your father, feel him. Did you feel like you were in competition with him? Do you feel like he was always judging you? Did you feel like you were safe to be who you were in his presence? Or did you feel like you had to do something in order to prove your worth, your value? It doesn't matter what you had to do. The fact is, you need to acknowledge that there is nothing wrong with you inherently. There's nothing you need to do to justify your existence inherently. And whether your parents could give you the space to acknowledge that for yourself from the very beginning, and if they couldn't, it doesn't matter, because you can do it right now. And that's why the power is available to you here in every single moment to consciously cognize and authenticate your own existence, not for anybody else, but for your own well-being, for your own space of allowing so that you can move forward in the direction you desire.